Hey, I'm Jenny.
And I'm Hillary, and you can call us
The Garden Tarts.
Kissing lips and breaking hearts.
We have been bestest friends for over 25 years, and we love to talk you too.
We've had some super ridiculous adventures, and now this podcast, which is pretty much all opinion with a handful of facts thrown in.
Why a U2 podcast? Because as much as we love talking U2, we know you do too.
So sit down, grab a drink, and find us on Instagram and Twitter so we can chat. Hi, everyone.
Hey.
It is Wednesday, April 15th, 2020, and 269 days into isolation.
Yes.
Dislocation.
Separation.
Revelation, all that.
Condemnation. Some more separations.
Revelation. Let it go, Jenny.
Let it go. Don't fade away. So it's tax day in America, which has been delayed by many months.
Yes.
Which is good.
And my taxes are filed.
Yeah, I haven't done. I gotta get mine done.
Yeah. Mine are all good. And returned.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I think the first thing I want to ask you on this check-in is how are you? Everyone safe and healthy in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, everyone seems to be doing well. No one's sick. It's crazy chaotic. No one can see anyone, but that's the same thing, I'm sure, where everyone else is.
Yeah. And then the second thing I want to ask you is, what are you drinking? Because I feel like that is of the utmost importance right now.
This is so important. I am drinking my Jameson cold brew out of the bottle because it's just me. And I'm not sharing it with anyone. So germs away.
Bring it on. I finally...
It's not very good out of the bottle, but...
It really likes to be chilled a little bit.
It really needs to be, but this is just fine for...
Yeah.
It's doing its job right now.
Well, everyone is safe and healthy in my neck of the woods, in my family so far, thank goodness. And I am pleased to report that I have replenished my screwball supply.
That would have been a national emergency.
Yeah, well, I was out running some essential errands, like picking up some prescriptions and stuff like that, and the liquor store was next door, and it looked empty, and I had a mask, and I'm like, let's just go in, and there was one other customer, and I decided to get the screwball. I'm glad I did, and I got 2 bottles, which I'm very glad, because my first one's almost half gone already.
Yeah.
Why is it go so fast?
It's just so good.
It does have a lower alcohol percentage than, like, Jameson, so...
Right. It's easier to drink.
It's easier to drink, yeah.
Yeah. Have you had anything interesting U2 happening? I have.
I haven't had anything... I've got some U2, like, news to report, but nothing personal for me.
I just had a little moment. I was just not having a good day for no other reason except that I'm just overwhelmed and emotional and just like the rest of everyone is.
Yeah.
And I got in the car and I was listening to 80s on 8 on XM Sirius Radio.
Mm-hmm.
And with some song that I didn't like, and I was reaching to change the station, and then I don't know, I had to like look up at traffic or something, and I didn't, and then Pride came on, and it made me very emotional.
Aww.
It was just like I felt like I'm not in this alone, and I've got friends everywhere, and it just made me feel a whole lot better. And then yesterday, on my way to work, I was listening to our podcast with our third garden tart, Amanda, and I laughed the entire way to work. And then I listened to the second half of it on the way home, and I laughed the entire way home. Like, I had the biggest smile on my face. And it was just like, oh my gosh, like, what you hear in the car matters so much these days.
Yes. I'm starting to find that I walk the dog at least once a day, if not twice. Once by myself for sure. In the morning, mostly before people up. And I'm finding that like 20, 30 minutes matters. I listen to
Yeah.
a lot of podcasts, and it can be anything from the news of the day to like Crime Junkie. Either way, it's very stressful.
Yeah.
But the other day, I put on some music, and I was so much happier when I got home. It was so different. It was awesome.
I'm not good at playing music at home. The majority of my music comes from being in the car. Like that's just I don't listen to music for some reason. When I was a kid, I did, but as an adult, I don't really listen to music at
Well,
home. Yeah. So I have speakers. I need to put them up in where I'm living now. I changed locations, so I'm living somewhere different, which is good. It's fine. It's really good, actually.
we say like before you were living somewhere, your home is somewhere where there's people who can't get sick.
Right.
So you moved into a hotel to help protect them.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a really nice hotel. So I wasn't like, believe me, I wasn't like slumming it or anything.
Yeah.
But I didn't know anyone there, and no
Well,
one
it's
was
not
gonna like,
home.
it's not home. And so my neighbors have a little apartment behind their house, and they offered it to me. I'm here now, and it's just so comfortable. Like I had today off, and it was very cold outside, and I put the heat on, and I ate crap, and I cuddled in my own blanket that I brought from
Yeah.
my own home. And it was just, it's very comfortable here. And they, I talk to them, we text, and sometimes I've been leaving stuff on their doorstep saying it's the Easter Bunny,
Oh, cute.
like like hand sanitizer and soap and stuff like that. Just like the most random stuff. And I'm like, there's something on your doorstep because they're not letting me pay rent. So I'm paying them in just stuff. I'm gonna get them a gift card, but
Yeah.
it's very small, like very, very small, but it's so comfortable here. And if I get my shit together and get organized, it will be even more comfortable.
It's just so nice to be back in a neighborhood and
Yeah.
with a driveway and
When
a
I get out
house
of
and
yeah, when I get out of the car, when I get home from work the other day, I saw my dad outside in the garden across the street, so I waved. And it's much better. And I feel like I'm not quite there yet in terms of being mentally cool, but I'm on my way. I feel better about being
yeah.
here than I did at the hotel. This is all just very alarming.
Yes, for
But I hope
sure.
you all are doing fine.
Yes. You across the world, we hope you are
Yeah.
healthy and your loved ones are healthy and
Yeah.
your
And please
communities
check
are
in.
recuperating. Yes, after our last check-in, we got a good handful of messages. People were DMing us on Twitter just saying, "Hey, so glad to hear from you girls. We're doing okay." Stuff like that. So, we're always really glad to hear from you that you're safe too. Hey there, friends. Jenny here from the Garden Tarts, and I want to tell you about Anchor, which is the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, it is 100% free, and there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will even distribute the podcast for you so it can be heard across multiple platforms, including Spotify and Apple. You can make money with your podcast, and it's everything you need to create a podcast all in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today.
We still have confirmation that all of our boys are good.
We do,
Well, for
kind
the
of,
most part.
most part. That's as we've actually have like a little YouTube news roundup this time. We know that Edge is having a great time at home. He's watching Schitt's Creek, listening to music, making homemade
Eating
pizza.
pizza.
Life seems to be okay in LA. Doing okay. Morley's making them all masks to keep them all safe.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yes.
We seem to know that Bono's doing well because he's working to save Ireland,
Yes.
as it
As you
goes,
do.
as you do. So the band has donated 10 million euros to fight against the coronavirus in Ireland, and it's mostly for this personal protective equipment. That is a shit ton of money.
It is a shit ton of money, and it's also really unusual that they now announcements like that.
I
I
don't think they
suspect
did.
that it
They
wasn't.
didn't. That was
Didn't. I
some news
suspect.
story that broke.
Yeah, I suspect that this wasn't supposed to leak because they're
No,
not. That's not their MO.
no. And another thing that leaked, and actually leaked from the South Korean president, is that Bono has been reached out to him to get personal protective equipment from South Korea to Ireland. So this is how I imagine this is happening. There's some cabinet meeting at the Irish government, and they're like, okay, we need all the ideas. Give us ideas, people. And someone's like, oh, never mind. And they're like, no, 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 tell us. Like, no, it's stupid. It's stupid. Don't. And they're like, no, tell us everything. And it's like, well, we could maybe call Bono.
But instead, they flashed the bat signal, and he called them immediately.
Immediately and said, let me get my guy from South Korea on the line. But seriously, and I think that if the news story was correct, he is then paying for that equipment himself.
I'm sure.
And we all know, we kind of know that they are constantly doing things
Right.
for good and using their money and their clout and this and that for good of the world that we just never ever know about. And my guess, and this was
No,
like never stuff
and
that was supposed to be known about.
I always say it's none of our business what they do with their money.
No.
Yeah. And I mean, it's none of our business. It's their money. That's a personal thing. But I do assume that they give it away frequently.
Yes, but this is a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I have one other piece of news that's for the fan community. So there's been these like you two together DVD simultaneous watchings over the last few weeks. So let's say Saturday at, I think they did like 9 p.m. UK time, everyone push play on the 360 DVD at the same time. And the week before it was Pop Mart. I think there's just been two. And then everyone's on Twitter with the same hashtag, like tweeting the show. I did the last one. It was so much fun until my dog got out of the yard and I had to go help them find the dog because it was my fault. I left the gate open. But anyway, I digress. Well, YouTube.com got word of this and they're doing one now. They're going to do a streaming of the Sydney Zoo TV show on YouTube.com on, what day is it? It is Sunday, this coming Sunday, April 19th so it's 3 p.m. Eastern time. And you can like go on the Zootopia and message with people about it on there, or you can use the hashtag, the You Two Together at Home hashtag on Twitter. But I think that's pretty cool that some fans, specifically our Twitter friend Jo, she started it all on Twitter with it, which is great. And then the fans were so excited about it that the website decided to do one too to support the fan base and bringing everyone together, which I think is really cool on these hard times.
So is YouTube.com, are they streaming the Sydney show or do we have to have it in our possession?
No, so they are streaming it on Sunday, April 19th at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. Figure out your times. And then it will be streaming for 48 hours after that. So if you can't watch it, like, quote unquote, live with people who are tweeting and messaging about it, you still have a chance. You have to be a current subscriber.
Okay.
To YouTube.com. Not a new subscriber. Like, to watch that 4K Berlin show, you had to renew your membership. This one is for all current subscribers. So you don't need to have the DVD.
Good. Because I don't have a
cool.
DVD player.
But I thought that was really the website to rally around the fans and provide some content and interaction.
We should probably do that ourselves and have a podcast of us listening to Zoo TV since we're getting there.
For sure. But that's all. I mean, considering there's no like band stuff going on musically, that's a lot of U2 news.
It is a lot of U2 news. Hey, so what have you been watching?
Well, I finally just finished the last season of Schitt's Creek, and my husband and I have started the new season of Ozark, which is just crazy. And as a family, we have started watching Lego Masters, which is like a competition show. Think like a cooking show, but instead of cooks, it's Lego builders. They're incredible. And Will Arnett is the host, and he's
Oh,
adorable.
interesting.
Yeah.
Bob
Yeah,
Bluth.
one of the original episodes, he made a Arrested Development joke, which made me
Really?
happy. Yeah,
I said Bob.
it's a really fun show. These people are
Okay.
crazy. What are you watching nowadays?
I have saved, for some reason, I can't bring myself to watch the last episode of Schitt's Creek or the last episode of The Hunters. I still am holding both of those tightly for some reason. I've been watching pretty much just Criminal Minds still. Thank goodness there are a ton of seasons.
Like a year later.
When I started watching this, though, I had no idea that I could go through it as fast as I have, and it still really has been like a year. It
That is
feels like it,
hilarious. You've been talking
but
about it for a
there's
long
like
time.
a really long time. I can't, and I love it though. I highly recommend it, especially if it's like something you don't want to get too invested in,
Yeah,
because really, like, not most of the episodes don't have anything to do with the next episode. There are a few here and there, but
yeah,
like they just wrap up everything in each episode, which is not something I'm used to on TV. It's like you can't just start in the middle of a series. I don't
right.
ever start.
I
I need
can't.
to
I don't
start
know if
from the
people do
first
that. Yeah.
episode. Yeah, you can do that with Criminal Minds, though I haven't. I've been watching it through.
Yeah.
I think I'm halfway through the 10th season, and that's it. That's all I've been watching. I can't stop watching it. So if you're looking for something that has like 269 seasons, that's it. That's it right there. And it frustrates me because I'm like, okay, the first thing you do when you walk in a room is turn on the friggin' lights instead of holding a gun and running all over the place in the dark.
Yeah, I
I
will
just
never
think,
understand that stuff.
no, just turn on the light. I mean, usually when you walk in a house, right there's a light switch. And they hear you when you kick in the door. So
Right.
just turn on the light switch.
And maybe you don't want them to like see you, but then you also can't see them.
Right, exactly. And
I
it
don't
just makes us
understand.
worry more than we need to worry.
It's
But
just
that's just one
dramatic
of the,
effect.
yeah. I mean, they kick in the door, so it's like the
Right.
the bad guys know you're there.
Right.
How do they not know when you kick in the door?
And you're like, hello, I'm here.
Yeah. But like the best things are when they find out that the murderer is a woman or that there are two murderers instead of one.
Oh
Those
my
episodes are
goodness.
just like, the
Oh my
unsub's a
gosh.
woman. It's been a great distraction from life in general.
I believe
I have
it.
no clue what I'm gonna do when it's over.
You're gonna have to finally watch Schitt's Creek.
Well, I'm sure I'm gonna do that before then.
It's
It's
so
it's
good.
any it's any minute now that I'm gonna just watch it.
You'll cry, but you'll also be
Oh,
really happy.
I don't want to let go of the roses.
Well, you can watch the last episode and still hang on to hour-long special.
Well, that's how we are. So
Yeah.
tune in next week. I'm sure we'll have another one. Just checking in.
Yeah, for sure. So, reach out, let us know how you are. Let us know if you have any news that we should be reporting, and we'll talk to you real soon.
Really soon. We've got a
Yeah.
lot of content coming up. So exciting.
So much content.
Yes.
So if you need to catch up now because
Now.
it's going to be like a tsunami of awesomeness.
Yes, it is. A juggernaut of sorts.
But in the best way. It's going to be an extravaganza.
You know how sometimes you see a band on stage and they don't know how to finish a song?
Yeah.
I
Is that
feel
us
like
right
that's
now?
us every episode. Just goodbye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Hey there, listeners. If you're a U2 fan, you are more than likely aware of the work that Bono has done and continues to do in Africa. It's amazing work, and the exciting thing is you can get involved too. There are two simple ways. 1. Go to one.org and sign up to fight against extreme poverty. 2. Visit red.org to shop. What? Shopping helps? It sure does. By purchasing Red branded products, you are contributing to the Global Fund, which supports HIV/AIDS grants in many African countries. As your man says, where you live should not decide whether you live or whether you die. So head on over to one.org and red.org to join the Garden Tarts in doing our part to end AIDS. Also, we love hearing from people and chatting with people, and of course, we love talking you too. So you can drop us a line on Instagram or Twitter at _Garden Tarts, or you can even email us at wearethegardentarts@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you soon. If you enjoy this podcast, we would love it if you would share it with your other YouTube-loving friends, as well as leave a review for us on whatever platform you use to listen to podcasts. We would really, really love that. May your music be loud and your whiskey be strong. Until next time, cheers.